Today we want to take some time and we want to discuss a tool called the three circles. We use the three circles here in Pine Bluff to aid us in getting to our vision of seeing every resident in Pine Bluff have multiple chances to hear and respond to the gospel by raising up 500 laborers within churches that will own this vision for their church to see no place left in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And so as we use the three circles tool, we've contextualized this tool to help aid us in sharing the gospel better here, and we've seen great results from using it this way. So we want to give this tool to you today to help you and aid you in sharing the gospel as well. So when we look at our world, we see a lot of brokenness. We have broken families, broken marriages, broken finances. Everywhere we look, we see brokenness. But when God made this world, He didn't make it broken. He made it perfect. He made us to have a perfect relationship with Him. And in that relationship, we didn't lack anything. We had our complete joy, our complete satisfaction in Him. We didn't have to go anywhere else to get anything. We had it all in God. But in that relationship, God said, I want to be the boss. But we didn't want God to be the boss. We wanted to make our own shots. We want to do things our own way. And the Bible calls that sin. That sin led from our perfect world into our broken world, and we became broken because of sin. And when we look at sin, we ask, well, which circle am I really in? Am I in God's design, or am I in brokenness? We can ask a few things. Things like this. Have you ever told a lie before? And if I told a lie, what does that make me? It makes me a liar. What about, have you stolen anything? Or have you borrowed something that you didn't buy and never returned it? That can be an accidental thieving, but it makes us a thief. Or even Jesus said, if we look at someone lustfully in our heart, we've committed adultery. And we've all done something like that, so what makes us adulterers? Or Jesus even said that if we hated someone in our own heart, we are murderers. Another way to say that is, if we've ever wished harm upon somebody else, wanted something bad to happen to them, whether it be something horrendous to them, or even just someone yelling at them and getting on to them for whatever it is, that makes us a murderer. When we look at these are sins we've committed. These are things that we have done to break God's law. And when we break God's law, it makes us guilty before God. It's like looking at it this way. If someone was to come into your house and kill your entire family, every one of them, horrendous, tragic accident of murder, and they killed everybody, and the day of judgment came, and the guy who killed your family came to you and said, please forgive me. I've been trying to be a better person, I've been trying to do everything right since then. Don't let them give me what I deserve. Are you going to turn to judge and say, Judge, forgive him? Or are you going to say, no, give him what he deserves, right? Because he broke the law. We have broken God's law. We have sinned, and thus we have been separated from God, and we are into our broken world. We are in our brokenness. We are lost here, and there's nothing we can do to get back to God. And because we're stuck, we're going to find ways to fix ourselves. Some of those ways we try is we turn to things like our job or our money. If I can just gain satisfaction in those things, I can fix myself. Or if I can do it through relationships, that next person I date, the next person I marry, they'll fix all my problems. Or we try it by being a good person, going to church, doing the right things, and asking for forgiveness, and then trying to be better. Or we try it through numbing ourselves through drugs, alcohol, even pornography. But all of these are like bungee cords. We get so far out thinking we fix the problem, but before we know it, we're snapped back in and we're stuck in our brokenness. We get drunk, and the next day we feel horrible. Or we ask for forgiveness, and we tell God, God, I promise you I'm going to do better. And then all of a sudden we turn around and we do the same thing again. Or we start dating that person, and all of a sudden they treat us horrible, or they cheat on us, they break up with us. Or we get the job we've always wanted, and then we mess up and we're fired. And we're all of them lead back into our broken world. And there's nothing we can do to leave this place. But God, He sees us here. He doesn't want to leave us in our brokenness, and so He had a plan. That plan was Jesus. Jesus came to this world. He lived a perfect life. He never left that design of God. He never sinned. And because He never sinned, He could do something no one else could do. He died upon the cross, and He paid for that sin. He took it away, but He didn't remain dead. 3 days later, He rose again from the grave. He conquered sin, and He conquered death. And ultimately, He provided us a way to get out of our brokenness back into God's design. Hearing this message, though, it's not enough. We have to do something. we have to stop following our bungee cords. We have to turn from our brokenness. And we have to begin to follow Jesus. We cannot simply just cover our consequences up, say we're following Jesus, and then when we feel better, go back into our sin. No, we have to completely turn, and we have to completely follow after Jesus by making him the king, the boss of our life. We give him control of life. We say, Jesus, I'm giving you complete control, complete authority. I'm going to fully follow you. I'm giving it up. When we do that, we will be restored back into God's design. He will take away that guilty verdict, and he will make us innocent on all accounts. When God looks at us, it means he will look at us and he will say, I see no record of wrong in your life, because Jesus fully blotted it out, and we are covered by him. And when we are restored, we will know God as our Father and we as his child. So, if this was a roadmap of your life, which circle would you be in? Which circle would you want to be in? This is a starting step for you and aiding you in sharing the gospel here in Pine Bluff to see no place left, no place where every resident has had multiple chances to hear and respond to the gospel. Begin sharing the gospel today and see God move and see God restore this city.